Now, I'm gonna be honest, when you click on this video, you might be thinking, is Kaiser really going to tremble and fall right before our eyes? That question could be answered throughout this video, depending on how you interpret this. Bluelock chapter 260 has revealed more of Kaiser's backstory, and we learn about his father and mother, and how his mother was an actress who left them, leading his father to be an alcoholic, making Kaiser steal things for him, and being tormented if he failed. Now, I specifically want to point out the moment when Kaiser kicked his father for trying to open up his only soccer ball. The monologue reads, "Something in that boy snapped." No, not snapped. Born would be more accurate. That something is identity. Kaiser's upbringing is pretty harsh, and everyone predicted this, as when we got one cover art of Kaiser surrounded in jewels, but he had a beat up soccer ball in his corner. I think showing Kaiser's backstory now makes a lot of sense, and it lets you know currently that he isn't done yet. Usually when someone has a backstory in a match, they're usually a pretty important character who ends up scoring or being very effective. Like in Manshine, it was KiiNGKhyy, and Ubers, it was Fiori. Kaiser's backstory lets us know why he is the way he is, and in a sense, what makes him so great. And it also lets us know why his downfall might be inevitable. Kaiser's identity stems from his father, and we see where he gets this King Emperor mantra from. He needed something to live for, as he says he was abused and mistreated for so long. He just needed something, and that was football. He now can be the Emperor, taking a stand and rebelling against everything that once stood in his way. His first act of defiance came from when he decided to buy the football for himself, from the things he stole. Kaiser's family's past is very interesting. It says whether the romance between them just fizzled out or the unintended consequences of one lustful, passionate night. Shortly after giving birth to the boy, the mother abandoned the boy and the father. This can mean plenty of things, but from what I'm reading, it seems like the woman did not want to have a child, and she wasn't really in love with Kaiser's father. It seems like she was playing an act to get to what she wanted to eventually leave. She would go on to be successful, and Kaiser's father would enter an endless spiral of self-destruction. Now, self-destruction, you say? That sounds like a similar path Kaiser might be following if he keeps the same path. Sometimes we are more like our parents than we have ever known. Usually if your parent was an alcoholic, there's a higher chance you become one as well. And that's not to say Kaiser will be one, but he can easily be like his mother or father. Does he abandon himself for success, or does he spiral into self-destruction? I guess we will have to see. Then I wanted to talk about the impossible. We all know Kaiser laments about the impossible over and over. He even serves the blue rose as a reminder to him. He said before he would constantly give up when he faced things that he believed to be impossible. That's why he reminds himself to never again think that way, which made him get the blue rose tattoo. He sees the blue rose as an example of turning the impossible into reality. He wants to become someone who can be defined. Now, this way of thinking isn't bad in a sense, but the impossible can have some defects into it. Kaiser is the type who goes for these ridiculous shots that seem impossible, and he still manages to pull them off. He's unlike anyone in the NEL and is still very talented. However, the impossible could be something that could eventually get in his way if faced with the right obstacle. The impossible is usually something that can't be explained, and it is a way of thinking that Kaiser rebels against to live no matter what. This must be because of his past and his father, as back then escaping his father probably felt impossible as well, but he would eventually be able to do it. What if there was something else in Kaiser's way that he could not defeat, an obstacle that he couldn't climb over and win against? Maybe this could be a person or an idea. Then how could he deal with it? Kaiser is a very cocky person, but we are now starting to see him crumble as things don't go his way. He is a very emotional person who is used to now being a king among peasants, even though he was once a peasant. I can't blame him for not going back to his roots, but sometimes maybe you do need to go back to your roots. Kaiser is working on his new shot and thought he could evolve right away with the Kaiser Impact Magnus, but it still wasn't enough to work. It was an impossible challenge that he could not get through as of now, and he is now starting to slip. We also get to see the chairman at the end of the latest chapter getting Kaiser out of jail, but at this time he is not the chairman, he is just a PIFA licensed agent. I'm sure the next chapter will tell us more about him, but let's just brainstorm for now. Right before the PXG match, we see the old man talking to the PIFA president, giving ideas on how to increase the revenue even more as people want to see a new superstar of the world. The chairman could end up being someone who is only looking out for his best wishes and wants the best ratings. He could be a diabolical man who could give up on Kaiser if someone else were to appear in front of him. Maybe someone like Asagi. That's right, Kaiser's plans was to join the NEL to increase his value, allowing him to join another team, but what if Asagi can catch up to him in a fast manner? Then what will they say about everything? Kaiser's path could easily start to self-destruct right in front of his eyes, just like everyone else. I'm not sure what the PIFA president's plans are, but there's still a lot about him that's unknown. Hopefully in the next chapter we can find out why he's so interested in Kaiser and how he ends up becoming the president of PIFA. Kaiser still does have the Real offer, and I assume he takes it after the NEL is over, because that's all he wants. But no, this might end up even worse than we thought. Kaiser has already expressed how he does not care about that offer right now. All he cares about is destroying Asagi. He doesn't even want to think about that currently. I respect that, but what if he doesn't defeat Asagi in this match? Where would he go from here? This could end up good if he levels the scores, but bad if he ends up losing, and right now Asagi has the upper hand as KiiNGKhyy has come in, leaving only Ness as Kaiser's ally. The tables have completely turned, and I'm excited to see what happens next. In all honesty, it's hard to tell whether Kaiser will fall or rise again. Right now it is not looking good for the king as he was not able to complete his new shot, and this is coming off a brand new goal for Asagi, where Asagi has everything to gain right now, with Kaiser being the way he is currently. Kaiser must find something else to win this game, and a new shot is not going to be the main fix. It's going to be something like Kaiser's hunger and drive, his originality that allows him to come back. He cannot win this game the way he is now. He understands that the blue lock players are really good and everyone has gotten better. It took Asagi, Hiyori, and KiiNGKhyy playing at their best to score that one goal, and KiiNGKhyy is going to need more than Ness. My guess is maybe someone else allies with him, like Chiyo or Jin. He would be a good one because other than him, I don't see anyone else teaming up with Kaiser, and he is doomed. Let me know how you guys feel about Kaiser, and just what can he do to stop himself from completely self-destructing. Well, I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.